Okay, we are live checking connection. We are live on Instagram. We are live on LinkedIn. So this is going to be a very tactical thing. As many times we like to over strategize, overthink things, especially when you're 0 to 1, 0 to 3, 0 to 5. And here's what I'm noticing: a lot of organizations want to talk go to market strategy, and they have all kinds of ideas. They want to do X, Y, and Z to their website. They want to search engine optimize. They want to focus in on details like social media. And then what is not discussed is okay, all of the information that you collect from paid media, from organic content, from pillar pages that have calls to action to driving towards downloadables, they all end up to a database of marketing qualified leads that are then what's called sales accepted. Then sales qualifies these into what's called sales qualified leads. So none of this actually matters unless all of the inflows can actually create a database that is relevant, that is real, that is up to date. And so the point of this is that strategy is great, but a go to market strategy is meaningless unless you're literally drawing out what is going to happen to the basket or box, my black box of intellectual property, which is your CRM. What's going to happen to that black box? And how do we ensure that that black box actually becomes intellectual property? For it to become intellectual property, it has to be a complete total addressable market. That means step number one, you have to do a white space analysis. What are all the accounts and all the contacts within every account that matter to you? That is 100% of your market. What does it look like? That could be named account strategy, that could be verticals or industries, or that could be geographies. And I need to know the champions, influencers, decision makers in every account. That could be 3 people, 5 people, 7, 10, what have you. So multiply the 1,000 accounts that matter to you times the 5 people you go after. That database needs to be equal to 5,000 people. If it is not equal to 5,000 people, it is incomplete. Your white space should demonstrate that you are missing a cohort. Now you do what's called TAM mapping. You are now completing. That box has to be 100% filled with every account and contact that matters to you. That's step number 2. Step number 3 is now you have 1,000 accounts and 5 contacts for each. You have 5,000 people. The next thing that has to happen is that you have to have something that is going to pump in change. That change obviously can be enrichment from people fill in forms and data goes into each of those contacts, or contacts fill in their information for the first time and qualify to all of a sudden your total addressable market box went incrementally larger because it is larger than you thought it was. Or 3, you enrich the contact itself with what's called signal intelligence, meaning it tells you more about the contacts. Their buying, it's basically their buying patterns or buying intent. Are they raising their hands and interested in your products or solutions or Googling keywords? Or are there job changes? Are there people going into new positions into that TAM? People being promoted or people leaving? So what will happen just with human capital migration? There will be this flow of people going in, up, or out, 3% of that database every month. So that means that that database works exactly like a P&L statement, a cash flow statement. It is flowing like a river. It never stops. And so your next step is you have to put in a workflow to ensure that it is ingesting all of the change of both human capital and signal intelligence, the things that are happening in the world, telling the system that there's changes that are happening to some of those accounts so that your team can segment out accounts that matter, segment out accounts that don't matter. That's called account selection and prioritization. The next thing that has to happen is you have to be able to clean it and cleanse it all the time. People's phone numbers change. Their companies change as they change jobs. Their update LinkedIn profiles, update emails, update titles. Companies move addresses. Companies scale in headcount. Companies scale in revenue. That's called demographic information, is called people, the changes of people. And firmographic information is the changes within the companies. They will constantly, of those 1,000 counts and 5,000 key stakeholders, they will change. So you have to have people or technology. It's not one or all. There is no perfect solution that is doing this. So you are QAing it with humans. You are using technology like Clay and Voila Norbert and Apollo to update the information. And you then have a workflow or a process finally that is repeatable. It does this all the time. So that was a long-winded way of saying your go-to-market strategy can be amazing. You could have all these plans, do paid media campaigns. You're going to do pillar pages here on a webinar here, and you're going to do on-page SEO here. Great, you're doing on-page SEO, but you don't have a database that can track the people that are on that page. Then you don't have any mechanism to keeping it up to date and clean and then doing anything with it. So it doesn't really matter if all the inputs end up into a dirty box. It's like kind of like, throwing things into a dirty, like a lake. You throw it into a dirty lake, you'll never find it. It won't make any sense. You can't segment things out. So all of that being said, focus in on the black box. That black box is your intellectual property. That black box has to have workflows of inputs, cleanliness, so it can provide outputs. And if you do that, then whatever go-to-market strategies you choose will be really valuable. If you don't keep your black box up to date,